Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about the death of Robert Trump, Donald Trump's brother, and what this is going to mean for the election. All right, so one, I'll tell you right now what this is going to mean. This is going to surge Donald Trump forward, no question. All right, so why will this help Donald Trump? Well, a few things. So one, it's a very empathetic event. All right, so if, you know, even your worst enemy, if you hear that their brother died, you're like, oh, that's terrible. If my brother died, I'd feel terrible. So it's an empathetic event, right? The timing could not be better for Trump. It's pretty close to the election. And so just the death of Robert Trump is really going to make people empathize with the president. I don't think Donald Trump. I don't think he doesn't even need to do anything with it, but he probably will. And it's a day or two or a week where anything that the mainstream media does to really like kind of drag Trump, which is pretty much what they do every single day, it's gonna come off as more unkind and cruel than it normally does. So I think this is absolutely going to help Donald Trump in the election. Robert Trump was Donald Trump's brother. He really stayed out of the spotlight. That's going to make it even more empathetic for the people who are Trump. It's going to make it more empathetic to everyone, right? This was a person who really tried to stay out of the limelight, and everybody's grasping for fame so much today that I think overall people are really going to feel for Robert Trump. They're going to feel for Donald Trump for his loss. It's definitely going to help Donald Trump. What else? Well, guess what? Robert Trump died at the age of 71, right? And people are going to like, oh, he died at the age of 71. That's bad. Oh, terrible. He died, oh, well, he lived a long life. When you're 71 and you die, that's a very normal life event. Like, it's not like if you died at 21 or 31 or 41 or even 51, right? People are like, oh, it went too soon. No, when you're 71 and you die, right? Like that, nobody's shocked, right? Like it's not a, oh no, what happened? It's like, yeah, they were 71, right? Well, the problem is Donald Trump is 74, right? So like, and then Joe Biden is 77. If he were to complete even one term, if he won, he would be 82 years old. That is an octogenarian president, right? And if we have people who are dying 11 years past what Joe Biden would be when he has just finished one term, not even two, but one term, right? That's a decade past that. So you are having people who are running for president to do the hardest job that exists in the entire world, bar none. And they are at an age where life exit is an absolute bog standard event, right? This is bad math, bad logic, and it is the Democrats begging everyone in this nation to ignore science. Even they're saying, hey, for Joe Biden, we need you to desperately ignore science, but for masks and for COVID, we need you to follow science, right? And it just sounds awkward and fake and frustrating and ridiculous and hypocritical, right? And so they're like, we need you to really follow science and also forget the fact that an 82-year-old president is going to be up for the job. It just seems absolutely ridiculous. It seems like somebody talking out of two sides of their face, like talking with two different mouths. It's bad. It is very, very, very bad and off-putting. So when you have somebody die at the age of 71, and everybody was reminded that life exit at the age of 71 is bog standard normal, and that Joe Biden could be our first 86-year-old president, you're like, this is not like. So the death of Robert Trump is massively, massively helpful to Donald Trump. Donald Trump clearly didn't hope for this. I don't think Donald Trump, wanted this. but it's a gift. It is a gift, and it is a gift to Trump, handed down by nothing more than fate. And it is serious. It is seriously going to give Trump momentum when, frankly, and I would like to say he's going to need it. I don't think he's crushing it, right? I think Joe Biden is teed up for the biggest, most absolutely devastating defeat in 50 years in my lifetime. I've been watching actually I tuned into politics I think when I was about 8 years old, right? And so in 42 years I have not seen a better queue up, for a absolutely devastating defeat than we are looking at right now with Joe Biden. Joe Biden is going to get wrecked, and the death of Robert Trump is absolutely going to help Donald Trump by making him empathetic, by making it harder for the media to drag him for a week to a month to maybe even a full season, and it is a slap in the face reminder that when you are 70 and when you are in your 70 and you're 80 years old, stressors and things that are difficult could absolutely trigger your life exit, and that now having this whole life, this whole new tradition of Americans saying, oh, you know what the U.S. presidency could be? It could be a retirement hobby for old men, right? Like, no, it can't, right? And Robert Trump's death reminds us this was ridiculous all along. Bernie Sanders had a heart attack trying to get the job. Can we stop pretending that the U.S. presidency is a hobby for old men? This is not a good thing. This is just outrageously a bad idea. Oh, and I'm sorry, I forgot Elizabeth Warren. It's not a hobby for old women either. It's just not. This is not a good idea, right? And Robert Trump's death really clearly reminds us of this, right? And get this, like, Robert Trump had a lot less stressors than Biden or Trump would have. All that's my opinion. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.